the awards in the Faculty of Medicine and Health. Graduates, friends, family and the UNE community, may I ask you now to please stand for the entry of the academic procession and the Chancellor of the University of New England, and remain standing to join us in singing the National Anthem. Thank you.
Start to think out loud. There is longing in the sound. There is more I could be. Darkness I leave for a place I've never seen. It's been calling out to me. That is where I should be. Never carry days on our own. It's up to us to know the weight of being so much more. It will find ourselves on the road. Oh, 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 oh. We march with the midnight song. We will light our way with our lanterns on. We march till we meet the dawn. We will light our way with our lanterns on. So as we walk out, without question, without doubt, in the light that we have found, it is finally clear. Our day has come. We will stand for who we are. We are ready, we are young. We have nothing to fear. Never carried days on our own. And now it's up to us to know the weight of being so much more. We'll find ourselves on the road. Oh, oh, on we march till we meet the dawn. We will light our way with our lanterns on. And on we march till we meet the dawn. We will light our way with our lanterns on. Darkness I leave for a place I've never seen. It's been calling out to me. That is where I should be.
Ladies and gentlemen, the National Anthem.
Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are one and free, with golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty rich and rare. In history's page let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Please be seated. I would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of this land that we call New England and show our respect to their elders past and present. To our special guests, Professor Rhonda Wilson, today's occasional address speaker, Deputy Chancellor Ms Jan McClelland, Councillor Eric Noakes, Mayor of Walker, Professor Simon Evans, our Interim Vice-Chancellor, Ms Cheryl Chant, Esquire Bedell, my fellow council members, members of the university community, and you, our graduates. It's your day. Remember it and enjoy it. So to you and your families and loved ones, a particular welcome. It's a great place to have a graduation ceremony, and so remember it, please. It'll be something that sticks with you for all your life. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to call upon Colin Ahoy, the University Elder, to make Welcome to Country.
Welcome to Country. A welcome to country shows respect for the traditional custodians of a particular region or area, where an Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander elder from the local region welcomes people to their land. This may be done through speech, song or dance. Protocols for welcoming visitors to country have been a part of Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander cultures for thousands of years. Despite the absence of fences or visible borders, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander groups had clear boundaries separating their country from that of other groups. Crossing into another group's country required a request for permission to enter, like gaining a visa. When that permission was granted, the hosting group would welcome the visitors. While visitors were provided with a safe passage, they had also had to respect the protocols and the rules of the landowner group while on their country. Today, obviously, much has changed, and these protocols have been adapted to contemporary circumstances. But the essential elements of welcoming visitors and offering safe passage remain in place. The land where this university stands is the country of my people, the Anawan people, who are the traditional custodians of this land. I pay respect to the elders of the Anawan nation, both past and present, and I extend that respect to each of you today. On behalf of the Anawan people, welcome. Chancellor.
Thank you, Colin. I now invite the Interim Vice-Chancellor, Professor Simon Evans, to present Professor Rhonda Wilson as today's occasional address speaker. Thank you.
Chancellor, Deputy Chancellor. Professor Rhonda Wilson is an internationally recognised mental health nursing scientist with a research focus on digital health interventions. She is Professor of Nursing and Deputy Head of the Nursing and Midwifery School at the University of Newcastle, where she leads the largest Master of Mental Health Nursing program in Australia, with 1,000 students enrolled and 400 graduating each year. Additionally, she leads an innovative digital mental health nursing laboratory, including supervising 12 PhD students. She is a registered nurse and a credentialed mental health nurse in Australia, and has worked across various roles as a clinical nurse, researcher and academic in Australia, Denmark and New Zealand over the past 35 years. As a Wiradjuri descendant, she is a vigorous advocate and activist for the promotion of cultural safety and decolonisation in our education and health institutions. She has published extensively in international journals, books and conferences. She has a track record of leading national and international mental health mixed methods research programs, including using methods suited to priority populations and First Nations peoples. She has vast experience in developing and managing large-scale, multinational digital mental health studies. Professor Wilson was born in Armidale and grew up on the land near Wongwabinda. Prior to commencing her nursing career 35 years ago as a trainee enrolled nurse at the then Tamworth Base Hospital, She worked as a general library assistant at Dixon Library here at UNE, then later moved into the photocopy office, copying reading material for distance education students. She later came back to Armidale to commence her registered nursing studies at Armidale College of Advanced Education, living at Claude Street Flats, now Wright Village. She married a Robb College UNE Bachelor of Zoology Honours graduate, Associate Professor Glenn Wilson, who's here today, and together they moved to Townsville to continue their studies at James Cook University. Professor Wilson has worked in a wide range of rural and regional clinical registered nursing roles throughout North Queensland, northwestern Victoria, southwestern Queensland, and returning to the New England region in 2005. She commenced her academic career as a lecturer in mental health nursing at UNE in 2008, leaving in 2016 for a post in Denmark as Associate Professor and Director of a Telepsychiatric Research Centre. Her leadership was instrumental in driving national implementation of digital solutions, including an innovative model of care in telepsychiatry for mild to moderate psychiatric conditions as treatment as usual. Back in Australia, and during lockdown restrictions at the height of a COVID-19 outbreak near Walgett in New South Wales last year, she partnered with the Walgett Aboriginal Medical Service and her university colleagues to go to Walgett and undertake an early humanitarian vaccination campaign, providing urgent protection for the Walgett community. Professor Wilson continues with a wide international and national network program of research based at the University of Newcastle. Mother of four and grandmother of four, she remains a proud alumnus of the University of New England. Chancellor, graduands, guests, I now have the distinct honour to invite Professor Rhonda Wilson to give today's occasional address.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, Deputy Chancellor, Academic Board, members of the university staff, family and friends of the graduates, and most importantly, graduates. As a Wiradjuri descendant, I want to acknowledge that we are privileged to be welcomed so warmly by Uncle Colin, traditional owner of this beautiful Anawan land, and I pay my respect to the elders, past, present, and future leaders, and to all First Nations people here today. Graduates, I greet you as a fellow UNE alumni myself, and I have sat in your seats on these beautiful Bullingmimba lawns twice. And today it is my great privilege to have an opportunity to address you on this really grand occasion. My warm congratulations to all of you. To those of you completing your first qualification, welcome to the health professions. To those of you who are graduating with subsequent awards, including our today's PhD graduate, congratulations on your achievement to qualify in an area of specialisation as experts and scholars in the health professions. I want to recognise that each of you are thoroughly amazing people. You've each achieved incredible things during these extraordinary times. But what a time to become a nurse, or a medical doctor, or a social worker, or a counsellor, or any other health professional. Of course, we can't but acknowledge that COVID threw a spanner in the works of just about everything. Our lives over the last few years have been tossed and turned to a COVID tune, requiring us to balance work, study life, and COVID. But somehow, through this, you've managed to pivot and adjust and adapt and succeed in your studies. Whatever life tosses at you from here on in, you will surely have the skill set to cope. You have mastered already the agility and flexibility skills that people in our cohorts have never had to, so you're already a step ahead of many of us. Like me, many of you are nurses, and I have to say I absolutely love nursing. specifically mental health nursing. I don't wish to delay you with my reminiscing, but let me say it is a great privilege indeed to be a nurse. I have a wonderful opportunity to do what I love, to make things better for others, easing distress, promoting comfort, restoring personal agency, holding place for those in recovery or during deterioration, bringing innovation to local, national and international healthcare. This nursing life is meaningful and fulfilling. And let's face it, never before has the world needed the expertise of nurses and other health professionals more than it does need it today. As you set out on your professional lives, you can have confidence in your educational preparations to date. This foundation has set you up with the principles and foundations of your discipline or specialisation. Your new degree has brought you to a new beginning, a new season, and with fresh hope. Of course, it is my job today to impart a few words of wisdom. So, here they come. The robots and cobots are coming, and they don't want your jobs. Digital health technologies are game changers of healthcare. Be ready to adopt innovation. Nothing stays the same, and you will need new solutions. The pace of change is rapid, but it's also important to remember that innovation is born of pause as well. Take the time to reflect and to think and to seek out trustworthy thought leaders and mentors to help you navigate your digital health journey. Digital health is here to stay and it will expand. Research tells us that telehealth and video consultations are fundamentally acceptable to patients and sometimes even preferred by them. Patients don't always want to see you in person. And if we value the time and a life well lived of our patients, then we will care about and value their precious time too. This means you will need to have digital skills in therapeutic communications, and bedside interactions will not be enough going forward. It is your responsibility to continue your digital professional development if you are to engage adequately with your patients. Artificial intelligence and decision support systems are now in common use in our health systems, as are electronic health records. Data algorithms will guide and steer our clinical work, and you will need to trust how this works. And yet, with all of this change, our clinical judgment remains paramount. Yet, it can be enhanced with digital tools to strengthen our decisions. We might find faster ways to do things to bring comfort to our clients sooner. And sooner rather than later, you will need to become agile with digital health practice. It mightn't be what you thought you were signing up for, but it is your new reality. Caring and technology are compatible, so if you haven't already, do make fast friends with technology. Mental health. This is the COVID wave that is breaking right now. It isn't just COVID. Mental health has been in national deterioration mode and brewing for a long time. But COVID has supercharged the need for urgent mental health responses. Research suggests that there is a doubling of adults in Australia self-reporting mental health distress, and for young people, that is quadrupling. This does not bode well for a mental health system that has been under strain before COVID, and especially not for the rural third of the Australian population, where mental health is generally poorer. Rates are rising, inflation is rising, wages can't keep pace. This is a mental health red flag. Recently, from my laboratory, we reviewed all of the Royal Commissions and public inquiries in Australia with mental health terms of reference over the last 30 years. There were 55 of them. Over this time, there were more than 55,000 public submissions, and over 9,000 witnesses. Many of them people from the community shared their stories in the hope that nobody else would need to go through what they went through. If we ran these inquiries top to tail, it would take 67 years for them to run their course. From them, there were 1,200 recommendations, and we analysed them all. Disturbingly, we found recommendations were repeated over and over again. Many of the same recommendations in 1993 were repeated again right up in the most recent one, the most recent public inquiries. This shows that our systems are failing, and our repetitive response is to set up yet another new Royal Commission, each one costing an abhorrent amount of money. What if those billions of dollars transferred to health service delivery spend? Imagine that. The recent Productivity Commission identified that spending more on mental health would reap economic benefits for Australia. Basically, our current models for mental health caring are failing, and we've not learnt from our past mistakes. In the meantime, for those of us who are nurses, our Code of Ethics requires us to advocate for resource allocation to meet the public health needs of the population. Ideally, our discipline and specialisations fit us to fix this mess. So, let's ask a nurse. Nurses make up 60% of the global health workforce. There are over 20 million of us. So you would think that we would be sitting at every health policy decision-making table around the world and in our country, that we would be invited to contribute to health strategy, health leadership, health decision-making, health budget formulations, and to act as political advisors. But think back to the COVID updates on TV during the day during lockdown. How many nurses do you recall invited to provide advice to the nation about hand and public hygiene and prevention of infection? That's our bread and butter. According to our Code of Ethics, nurses are charged with the fundamental responsibility of promoting health, preventing illness, restoring health, and alleviating suffering. We are to support action to meet public health needs and advocate for equity and social justice. Mental health nurses have an explicit responsibility to advocate for the mental health and well-being of their respective communities, to seek to avert harm wherever possible, and to alleviate the perpetuation of trauma. My international research team recently reported on reasons nurses still remain oppressed in their endeavours to achieve these responsibilities. We noted that during COVID, the public expressed gratitude for the work of nurses. Sorry, I just lost my spot, but I'll find it. For the work of nurses, and these were expressed through actions such as clapping, expression of thanks, and were denoted as heroes or angels. It's a lovely sentiment, but we are more than this. Superheroes and angels do not die. They don't require training or science or a decent salary. In contrast, nurses do. The narrative we need is one that propels us to leadership in policy and process, and in being actively included in international, national and local health planning and policy development, and crisis prevention talks with governments and agencies. We note during COVID that national nursing leaders have occasionally appeared in media conferences alongside their relevant government ministers. It's our observation that nursing is underrepresented with medical colleagues as far more frequent media conference companions for government officials. Too frequently, nurses are either willfully excluded or carelessly omitted from these endeavours. Also from my lab, We published another review this year responding to the global needs of refugees and asylum seekers, all 161 million of them. And that figure was before Ukraine. We proposed recommendations about actions that should be taken to reduce the risk of trauma and respond to the lengthy delays in processing asylum seeker applications due to COVID restrictions. To the nurses here today, the takeaway is, don't wait to be invited. Make sure you are proactive and tread where others have feared to go uninvited. And to all other health professions here, if you don't have a nurse at your table when you're discussing strategy, policy or budget, ask why. If you want a solution, ask a nurse. Also, be careful who you follow. There is a new wave of leadership rising, and it is collaborative. It requires that leaders are comfortable with transparency, collaboration, and kindness. Be that leader. That means taking care of each other. It's about exercising control of self. It is working alongside others, creating environments where many can thrive, diversity is achieved, people are included, and collaborations are valued. Consider creative ways that you could be a good and loyal corporate citizen in the health professions community. It will take courage, and there will be times where you will need to be bold and take responsibility for yourself. Just because someone has always done it that way doesn't mean it's right. So critique the evidence to support your decisions and actions and be accountable. This is leadership, and each one of us has responsibility to exercise leadership in our disciplines. Be a champion of respect. You can do no better than to champion inclusion and diversity. For example, in Australia in recent times, we have seen and heard much public discourse about the lack of respect for women, of cultures of bullying and misogyny, of sexual exploitation or gender-based discriminations. It is time these behaviours are called out, that we no longer allow trauma to be perpetrated. We see the consequences manifest too often in the form of debilitating mental illness and even suicide. That lands a ball directly in our court as health professionals. We have a part to play. We have a part to play in dismantling ableism. As health professionals, we have a role of ensuring that no one is left behind and people with a wide range of abilities are valued and included. We are weaker and less in their absence. And racism. The gap is widening. The latest Close the Gap report came out a few days ago, and it makes for alarming reading. The gap of disparity is widening, a stark reality that we as health professionals will need to work urgently in collaboration to address. Suicides are increasing, and we know that our prisons are overrepresented with First Nations people, and that 3/4 of these people are diagnosed with a mental illness, or 3. As a young Aboriginal person, you are 24 times more likely to be incarcerated in Australia than non-Indigenous peers. We each have a role in continuing to dismantle racism. We know that cultural safety is a matter of public safety and that it saves lives. And in the absence of cultural safety, morbidity and mortality rates for First Nations people rise. Every year, as we sign our re-registration papers in our accredited health professions, APRA requires us to agree that we will conduct our work in a way that upholds cultural safety. While we individually make this solemn promise, collectively we must bear responsibility that the evidence of the widening gap tells us that our health systems are failing First Nations peoples, and we must change this. I congratulate UNE's Professor Kim Usher, who recently led the Gettingham Keeping Them and Growing Them report. In it, she identified that over the last 20 years, Australia has made little progress in the rate per capita of First Nations nurses in Australia, with barely any change in the numbers. Currently, they're making up less than 2% of the registered nurse workforce in Australia. This is a national shame. Sometimes it's very hard to be what you can't see. And as a result, the report has called for wide-ranging policy and structural changes, including the decolonisation of nursing curriculum to address this urgent matter. Today we have 3 Aboriginal nurses graduating, and so I would like to send a special shout out to Sian, Corina and Beck, who I met this morning at the sashing ceremony. Recently, 116 nursing academics and leaders in Australia joined together to lead a call to action to dismantle racism in healthcare professions, led by the esteemed Dr. Lenore Geyer. In it, we urged that Indigenous health is everybody's business. Racism in nursing and health professions needs to be recognised and dismantled. We suggest important ways forward include the recognition of racism in all forms and action to dismantle it. Actively include First Nations peoples in all conversations and decisions about them. To cultivate a culturally safe curriculum and to respectfully engage in careful bipartisan discourse. There is a great deal of work to be done ahead of us all. And now I invite all of you as peers to join in solving these complex and sometimes wicked health challenges. As I mentioned earlier, being a nurse in my case, or a health professional of any type, will lead to a fulfilling and meaningful professional life. I hope I've inspired you rather than overwhelmed you with the challenges that confront us on the health landscape. But scrub up, we are on duty. Finally, as you leave these beautiful lawns and Bulimimba University of New England with your qualification in your hand, I encourage you to take your next career steps as champions of innovation, mental health, leadership, and respect. Ambassadors for diversity and inclusion, and change agents with a strong voice to promote the health and well-being of the next generation. Thank you.
Thank you, Rhonda, for interesting, stimulating, thoughtful, a speech that will, I'm sure, not only our graduates today, new graduates today, but their families and friends and all who will make us think about how we do things. Thank you very much. I now invite our graduation ceremony musician Hattie Oates to perform, and please would you remain seated during the performance.
Breathing from a hole in my lung, I had no one but the faces in front of me, racing through a void in my head to find traces of a good luck academy. Sparks ignited, trading for thought about no one, nothing in particular. Watched the second socket and drove, resent no one, goodwill inside of me. Oh, 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 oh. Waking up alone with a fever, walking in a straight line. everything will be fine. Waking up strong in the morning, walking in a straight line. Lately I'm a desperate believer, walking in a straight line. I don't need no time to sigh. There's no change in yesterday. If I keep talking and I keep walking in straight lines, waking up low with a fever, walking in a straight line. Set me on fire in the evening, and everything will be fine. Lately I'm a desperate believer, walking in a straight line. Lately I'm a desperate believer, walking in a straight line.
Thank you, Hattie. I now call upon the Chair of the Academic Board, Professor Robin Bartell, to present the candidates for their degrees.
Would the graduands please stand? Chancellor, I submit to you a list of candidates, as set out in the program, who have completed all requirements and are entitled to be admitted to their respective academic degrees and awards.
In the name of the Council and by my authority as Chancellor, I admit these candidates to their respective academic degrees and awards.
Would the graduates please be seated? Would the graduates who are also receiving a New England Award please stand? Chancellor, the New England Award is granted to selected graduates who have demonstrated outstanding service to the university and wider community and commitment to others. It is a non-academic award given by the university in recognition of the skills, attributes, leadership and personal qualities that are developed through extracurricular activity, committee membership, voluntary work and good citizenship. Today, the university is proud to be presenting 5 of our graduates with this award.
Through your actions to achieve this New England Award, you have shown yourselves to be a high-achieving, proactive and outward-looking members of the university community. UNE is proud of the relationships we have developed with many organisations across Australia and in fact around the world because of your efforts. On behalf of the Council and the entire university community, I extend to you our hearty congratulations.
Would the graduates please be seated? Chancellor, I now have the honour to present to you all those graduates newly admitted to academic degrees and awards, commencing with those graduates newly admitted to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy who are able to be present at this ceremony. Doctor of Philosophy, Mohammed Baset Ayalu, potentially inappropriate prescribing among people with type 2 diabetes mellitus, tool development and validation. Chancellor, I now have the honour to invite the Dean of the Faculty of Medicine and Health, Professor Jennifer Williams, to present those graduates newly admitted to degrees and awards, commencing with the degree of Master, who are able to be present at this ceremony.
Chancellor, I now have the honour to present to you those graduates newly admitted to the degree of Master from the Faculty of Medicine and Health. Master of Counselling, Lisa Marie Baxter. Lisa Jeffrey. Master of Health Management, Chaltu Amare Legiso. Belinda Jean Newcomb. Master of Nursing Practice, Geeta Adhikari. Nisha Adhikari. Amrutha Mohanan. Sujina Napit. Anisha Royla. Dichita Tapa. Yuzhao Yuan. Raju Podel. Master of Professional Psychology, Lisa Jane Hetherington. Rena Cooper. Danielle Marie McGuan. Kirsty Ann Watts. Master of Psychology Clinical, Celine Osbeck. Master of Social Work Professional Qualifying, Alison Bibby. Faith Judea. Linda McCoy. Rinki Mittal. Diana Otieno. Julia Robinson. Annie Roy. Denise Schweinsberg. Kathleen Sharon. Caroline Olubunmi Taiwo. Rana Taleb. Jane Wright. Deepika. Chancellor, I now have the honour to present to you those graduates newly awarded the Graduate Diploma from the Faculty of Medicine and Health. Graduate Diploma in Counselling, Emma Pauline Barlow. Ian Michael Carter. Sinead Margaret Nora Mernon Norris. Graduate Diploma in Psychology, Cohen Reese David Andrews. Javina Louise Becker. Melissa Joy Barnett. Marshall Russell Charles Davis. Leith Forrester. Toby Russell Gill. Elizabeth Ann Jones. Sky Robin Pullen. Dorothy Scroy. Grant David Strickland. Chancellor, I now have the honour to invite the Head of School of Health, Professor Jane Clark, to present those graduates newly admitted to the degree of Bachelor with Honours, Bachelor, and awarded the diploma from the School of Rural Medicine and the School of Health, who are able to be present at this ceremony.
Chancellor, I now have the honour to present those graduates newly admitted to the degree of Bachelor with Honours, Bachelor, and awarded the diploma and undergraduate certificate from the School of Rural Medicine and the School of Health, who are able to be present at this ceremony. Bachelor of Pharmacy with Honours, Second Class, Division 1, Emma Kate Anderson. Second Class, Division 1, Logan John Baxter. Second Class, Division 1, Alicia Stephanie Martin. Second Class, Division 1, Sharari Sudiji. Second class, Division 1, and also receiving the New England Award, Jessica Vanderclay. Second class, Division 1, Kelly Elizabeth Wolfe. Second class, Division 2, Nicole Elizabeth Blair. Second class, Division 2, Chido Akusilia Chida. Second class, Division 2, Locadia Padamoyo Chithi. Second class, Division 2, Jade Erin Cooper. Second class, Division 2, Cecil Gartzi. Second class, Division 2, Laura Hayter. Second class, Division 2, Amy Helen Alma Kelty. Second class, Division 2, Ryan Lee. Second class, Division 2, Carla Louise O'Donnell. Second class, Division 2, Paramveer Singh Sanda. Second class, Division 2, Amandeep Singh. Second class, Division 2, Leah Treadway. Second class, Division 2, Emma Wells. Bachelor of Social Work with Honours, Darlene Elizabeth Ferguson, first class. First class and also receiving the New England Award, Ellen Vicenta Flanagan. Bachelor of Nursing, Sarez Acosta. Melissa Jane Ahern. Olawale Damalalo Olasunbo Amamodo. Kristen Lee Backus. Scylla Jane Bashford. Rebecca Susan Baxter. Tina Bones. Benjamin Michael Boyd. Emma Marie Bradley. Leah Nicole Brokeman. Annabelle Linton Brown. Peter Jane Rose Butler. Kate Couchy. Rebecca Joy Chesels. Sandy Marie Colley. Riley Cooper. Phoebe Louise Cutting. Irene Sahida Iman Dean Khan. Nkechi Uzumaka Destiny. Kate Elizabeth Downs. Kiara Duncan. Sky Elise Earl. Dan Fang. Jasmine Zoe Gothard. Brianna Leslie Gray. Zara Ellen Gregory. Chloe Natasha Harvey. Imali Chandrani Hitihamilaj. Isabella Maria Hoskin. Nicola Page Hoy. Kian Louise Hurtado. Anamika Charlotte Hyatt. Yui Imoto. Pawanpreet Kaur. Karina Rizkwala Kemp. Sian Tessa Knight. Sabina Lamachani. Nicola Lee Latham. Paige Lauren Law. Kelly May McCauley. Martio. Kelly Marie McGregor. Also receiving the New England Award, Nigel McIntosh. Molly Kate McLaughlin. Jessie Kim Melbourne. Karina Evelyn Mussey. Christina McAuliffe. Charlotte Amelia Robin Mills. Amala Rosette Monty. Sasti Jade Owen. Helena Anthea Pease. Poonam Rani. Pamela Rafferty. Shani Reid. Chloe Michaela Rendina. Katie Faye Ryan. Michael James Sherwin. Manita Shrether. Alicia Therese Slayman. Lyndall Suzanne Swan. Caitlin Grace Venz. Alexandra Vegas. Zoe Prudence Watt. Bachelor of Pharmacy, Aaron Budeman. Bachelor of Social Work, Emerson Jean Hollis. Also receiving the New England Award, Jasmine Ann Russell. Annabelle Kirsty Sheehan. Jean-Claude Zinzo-Batahana. Elisa Simone Gilgren. Natasha Staines. Diploma in Community Welfare and Wellbeing, Maria Elizabeth Rojas Jacques. Chancellor, I now have the honour to invite the Head of the School of Psychology, Professor Einar Thorstensen, to present those graduates newly admitted to the degree of Bachelor with Honours and Bachelor who are able to be present at this ceremony.
Chancellor, I now have the honour to present to you those graduates newly admitted to the degree of Bachelor with Honours and Bachelor from the School of Psychology. Bachelor of Psychological Science, Samira Ionia. Paul Julian Peter Ayland. Dearko Faruqi. Lunacy Amy Fisher. Bridget Tess Girathi. Kelly Hansen. Georgia Liesel Wallace Harrington. Vicky Elizabeth Ann Languth. Ashley Lauren Maber, also receiving the New England Award. Nancy Marano. Courtney McNamara. Susanna Leslie Newcomb. Monica Jane O'Brien. Craig Robert Raymond. Michael James Ryhart. Monica Faye Rothwell. Nicole Sheehan. Louise Andrea Sicard. Emma Marie Spirey. John Christopher Spooks. Catherine Jane Williams. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of awards from the Faculty of Medicine and Health to graduates who are able to be present at this ceremony.
Congratulations. I now invite Lisa Jeffrey, Master of Counselling, to deliver the vote of thanks on behalf of the graduates.
Good morning. My name is Lisa Jeffrey. I would like to commence by acknowledging the Chancellor, the Vice-Chancellor, Council members, local elders, distinguished guests, academic staff, fellow graduates, family and friends. I also acknowledge that we are meeting on Ngunnawal country and pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. It is my privilege and pleasure to deliver this vote of thanks speech on behalf of the Faculty of Medicine and Health graduates, an opportunity and experience that I will greatly cherish. Thank you to the UNE graduation staff for organising today's ceremony, an occasion representing diligence, fortitude, accomplishment and possibilities. 3 years ago, I enrolled in a graduate diploma of counselling following a recommendation from a UNE counselling graduate who described their experience as one of both academic integrity and respect for students. Although excited, as a mature age student, I felt apprehensive about my academic ability and whether my moderate technical skills were up to the task of navigating external postgraduate study in a highly digital age. My last contact with academic learning had been 30 years prior, completing a social work degree with no computer, no internet, and regularly topping up my photocopying card. Additionally, those 30 years had seen the accumulation of family, work, and adult responsibilities. As I took a step of faith and pondered the question, can I actually do this diploma? Little did I know the answer would be yes and more. If there was one word to encapsulate my UNE experience, it would be supported. Although located in Sydney, I felt a sense of connection and being well-resourced for online academic learning. Online forums and Zoom meetings facilitated engagement with a wide array of fellow students and with teaching staff who patiently deciphered assessment tasks, reminded us of rubrics, and provided continual reassurance there was no such thing as a silly question. On-campus intensives gave opportunity for deeper practical learning and formation of enduring friendships, and whilst utterly exhausting, intensives were also an enormous amount of fun. Freely available tools such as Studiosity and the UND Library Services allowed for development of academic writing and research. Student services and technical support resolved operational issues, although I never quite came to terms with the inconveniences of weekend Moodle maintenance. Guarded with these collective resources, I progressed through my subjects, and my confidence and capacity grew, leading to completion of both a graduate diploma and Master of Counselling, and to my complete surprise this morning, receiving a medal for outstanding scholarship. My UNE experience and what it enabled me to accomplish far exceeded my expectations. I'm extremely thankful to my capstone project mentor, Dr. Robin Rankin, who prevented me from derailing and cheered me on to the finish line. On behalf of today's graduates, I say thank you to all the teaching and auxiliary staff for your impartation of knowledge, abiding support and encouragement, and for rising up during the COVID pandemic to ensure continuity of learning and course completion. I am sure there are those here who felt they may not have made it had it not been for the dedicated response of UNE. To our family and friends, thank you for being our sojourners. The impact of studying upon those around us can be unexpected and challenging, requiring many hidden sacrifices and selflessness that we want to acknowledge and express our deepest appreciation. Thank you for championing our goals and dreams and creating space for pursuit of our academic endeavours. I personally am beyond grateful to my husband for his technical assistance under stress, and for my 4 sons who each supported me in their own unique way and definitely kept things real. Finally, to my fellow graduates, we can release a collective exhale and reflect not only on what we have achieved, but also what we have overcome. Some have scaled seemingly insurmountable hurdles to arrive at this destination, and I esteem the individual journey that each of us has undertaken. As we move on from this milestone, I trust that what you have learned academically and personally will guide your future steps. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. I think the entire university community congratulates you. We, in fact, in a way, call you our COVID mob. In previous years before COVID, it was hard enough to get a degree, it was hard enough to get a diploma, it was hard enough to get a master's. But you've gone through some extraordinary times, and Mother Nature and all sorts of people have put all sorts of hurdles in your way, but you've triumphed. So I think you should give yourselves all a very good clap. And Lisa mentioned it, your families. I'm sure they've all helped in these lockdown times. They've put food on the table, taken the kids away, helped in any other way they possibly can. So I'd like you to stand and thank them in the usual way, please. Just stand up, face them, and give them a clap for helping you get here. Thank you. Please be seated. You've joined an extraordinary club. It's called the Alumni of the University of New England. It's a worldwide club. Use it. And please join it first. There's a booth up the back that will allow you to do that. We like to know where you are, and we like to be able to tell you what we're doing. And the alumni you will find in almost any city or town in Australia and in a lot of cities and towns around the world. Find out who's there. They may not be able to help you, but they may be able to. Whether it's where the kids can go to school, where you buy the best coffee, who's the best doctor or the dentist, so on and so on. So join. It is a very useful network for you wherever you live. And finally, please use the skills and the knowledge that you've earned here at this university to help yourselves first, your family second, but don't forget the communities you live and work in. Please make them better places. You'll find it an enriching experience. So before I declare this ceremony closed, I would like to invite our new graduates to process after the academic procession, and we'll ask you all please to stand for the academic anthem, and I declare this ceremony closed.
Slow down, you crazy child. You're so ambitious for a juvenile. If you're so smart, then tell me why you're still so afraid. Raise a fire, what's the hurry about? Better cool it off before you burn it out. Got so much to do and only so many hours in the day. But you know that when the truth is told, you can get what you want or you can just get old. You're gonna kick off before you even get halfway through. When will you realize Vienna waits for you? So slow down, you're doing fine. You can be everything you wanna be before your time. It's so romantic on the borderline tonight, oh. And too bad, but it's the life you live. So ahead of yourself, you forgot what you need. You see when you're wrong, you know you can't always see when you're right. You got your passion, you got your pride. Don't you know that only fools are satisfied? So dream on, but don't imagine they'll all come true. When will you realize Vienna waits for you? Slow down, you crazy child. Take the phone off the hook and disappear for a while. It's alright, you can afford to lose a day or two. And you know that when the truth is told, you can get what you want or you can just get old. You're gonna kick off before you even get halfway through. So when will you realize? Why don't you realize Vienna waits for you. I'm swirling, it feels so bright. Didn't get much sleep last night. Raging right up to my head. Whistle blowing, love is dead. Is dead. Restless future burning bright. The past is holding on so tight. Never heard the one in bed. I just wanna wish you well. 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 Welcome swallows, dip and sway. Take the cue from the slightest thing. Rolling fuck into my room. Why'd you give up on me so soon?